client asked me a question about being triggered today that I thought was worth thinking about, maybe talking about it online. So they asked, is being triggered a real thing or is it just a perceived thing? And real, I guess, meaning like, is something physically going on or is it just something that I'm experiencing in my head? And the answer, it's definitely physical. And so I think we all know what triggered means, right? It's this idea of like, oh, my boss looked at me a certain way, it really triggered me. And it is physical, it's a nervous system reaction. In the technique that I use, we call it a SEMO pattern. SEMO would be an acronym for subconscious emotional memory override, okay? And so that's just descriptive of where it's happening, neurologically speaking. And then I think the last word's the most important, it's override. So think about it this way, your nervous system is actually being hijacked. So just like a computer hacker getting onto your computer, you're not in charge anymore. Now there's tricks that you could do to get you back, which maybe talk about in another video, but what's actually happening here is your nervous system perceives something in your environment that's connected to an emotion. That emotion is felt, it's then linked back to a memory, and that memory has a rule about what to do next. And typically the rule is we're going fight or flight here. That's kind of the trigger. And so now you're not in present need physiology anymore. That's the override, right? Your present need function goes back to an old rule, an old memory from the past and says, when I perceive this experience and it's connected to this emotion, now here's the rules on how to behave. But what's interesting about our brains is you might just be sitting at your desk, you might be in your car alone, you could even be on your couch, and you could even be in your bed, but your mind can go somewhere. You don't actually need an experience in your environment because we can synthesize those. We have imagination, we also have memories. So we can trigger ourselves, but yeah, the idea of being triggered in the world is like some stimulus happens, it's connected to a rule from the past neurologically, and then the rule takes over and says, all right, we're running for our lives, we're fighting for our lives, whatever. So what's happening physically? The brain function shifting more towards midbrain, your limbic system, heart rate goes up, pupils might even dilate, digestion slows down, you might experience a lack of mucus or saliva in your mouth. Many other things happen, but it's very physical. So if you guys are more interested in solutions to this, comment. Let me know what you'd like to know, but I like talking about this.